Then the case is the same in all other arts, for the orator and his rhetoric. There is no need to know the truth of actual matters. But one merely needs to have discovered some divisive persuasion which will make one appear to those who do not know to know better than those who know. Good actions give strength to ourselves and inspire good actions in others. It would be better for me that multitudes of men should disagree with me rather than that I, being one, should bow out of harmony with myself. Those who are able to see beyond the shadows and lies of their culture will never be understood, let alone believed by the masses. Since those who rule in the city do so because they own a lot, I suppose they're unwilling to enact laws to prevent young people who've had no discipline from spending and wasting their wealth, so that by making loans to them, secured by the young people's property, and then calling those loans in, they themselves become even richer and more honored. Good people do not need laws to tell them to act responsibly, while bad people will find a way around the laws. People are like dirt. They can either nurse you and help you grow as a person, or they can stunt your growth and make you wilt and die. A hero is born among 100. A wise man is found among 1,000. But an accomplished one might not be found even among 100,000 men. You know that the beginning is the most important part of any work, especially in the case of a young and tender thing, for that is the time at which character is being formed and the desired impression is more readily taken. Shall we just carelessly allow children to hear any casual tales which may be devised by casual persons, and to receive into their minds ideas for the most part the very opposite of those which we should wish them to have when they are grown up? Anything received into the mind at that age is likely to become indelible and unalterable, and therefore it is most important that the tales which the young first hear should be models of virtuous thoughts. The inexperienced in wisdom and virtue, ever occupied with feasting and such, are carried downward, and there, as is fitting, they wander their whole life long, neither ever looking upward to the truth above them nor rising toward it, nor tasting pure and lasting pleasures, like cattle, always looking downward with their heads bent towards the ground and the banquet tables. They feed, fatten, and fornicate. In order to increase their possessions they kick and butt with horns and hoofs of steel and kill each other, insatiable as they are. Excellence is not a gift, but a skill that takes practice. We do not act rightly because we are excellent. In fact, we achieve excellence by acting rightly. Human behavior flows from three main sources: desire, emotion, and knowledge. That's what education should be, I said. The art of orientation. Educators should devise the simplest and most effective methods of turning minds around. It shouldn't be the art of implanting sight in the organ, but should proceed on the understanding that the organ already has the capacity, but it is improperly aligned and isn't facing the right way. The price good men pay for indifference to public affairs is to be ruled by evil men. The society we have described can never grow into reality or see the light of day, and there will be no end to the troubles of states, or indeed of humanity itself, till philosophers become rulers in this world, or till those we call kings and rulers really and truly become philosophers, and political power and philosophy thus come into the same hands. Never discourage anyone who continually makes progress, no matter how slow. The difficulty, my friends, is not in avoiding death, but in avoiding unrighteousness, for that runs faster than death. There are two things a person should never be angry at: what they can help, and what they cannot. Bodily exercise, when compulsory, does not harm the body, but knowledge when it is acquired under compulsion obtains no hold on the mind. Rhetoric, it seems, is a producer of persuasion for belief, not for instruction in the matter of right and wrong. And so the rhetorician's business is not to instruct a law court or public meeting in matters of right and wrong, but only to make them believe. To be afraid of death is only another form of thinking that one is wise when one is not. It is to think that one knows what one does not know. No one knows with regard to death whether it is not really the greatest blessing that can happen to man, but people dread it as though they were certain it is the greatest evil. For this feeling of wonder shows that you are a philosopher, since wonder is the only beginning of philosophy. Knowledge is the food of the soul, and we must take care, my friend, that the sophist does not deceive us when he praises what he sells, like the dealers wholesale or retail who sell the food of the body, for they praise indiscriminately all of their goods, without knowing what are really beneficial or hurtful. The man who finds that in the course of his life he has done a lot of wrong often wakes up at night in terror, like a child with a nightmare, and his life is full of foreboding. But the man who is conscious of no wrongdoing is filled with cheerfulness and with the comfort of old age. If men learn this, it will implant forgetfulness in their souls. They will cease to exercise memory because they rely on that which is written, calling things to remembrance no longer from within themselves, but by means of external marks. What you have discovered is a recipe not for memory, but for reminder. And it is no true wisdom that you offer your disciples, but only its semblance. For by telling them of many things without teaching them you will make them seem to know much, while for the most part they know nothing. And as men feel not with wisdom, but with the conceit of wisdom, they will be a burden to their fellows. Man is a tamed or civilized animal, nevertheless. He requires proper instruction and a fortunate nature, and then of all the animals he becomes the most divine and most civilized. But if he be insufficiently or ill-educated he becomes the most savage of earthly creatures. Like video to subscribe my channel and press the bell icon.